Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so now we are into December, and the thank you celebration is going to be finishing officially in the next couple of days. So we are going to find out hopefully soon, whether it be via the news or probably by one of the data miners on Twitter. We will have to see. But we will be finding out officially what is going to be going on in this final month of 2020 for Dokkan Battle, the global version. So we're going to have a look at the schedule for JP. Obviously, we already kind of assume what we're going to be getting, so we're going to look over it here. So obviously, there's been some inclusions that were somewhat out of order. The schedule over this last year has been changed more so, I think, than in any previous year, due to things like global firsts and then other things just being out of order. Like you can see here, a lot of this stuff is either out of order or we didn't even get yet, like the Kale and Caulifla EZA. But we just got this, right? The Slug and the Kaioken Goku EZA. And then this is when JP moved on to another big batch of Tournament of Power stuff. And on Global, for the last 3 years in a row, we've had a Tournament of Power related December, because we've had UI Goku a couple of years ago, then the Global First Hit and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku last year. So what we're mainly expecting is the LR Blue Boys, which will be coming on their own banner. And then, of course, there is the Global's version of the Tanabata banner, which I think last year they literally just called it like the Christmas Dokkan Festival banner. And hopefully, just like last year, there will be tickets and stuff for that. That introduces the Blue Kaioken Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, as well as a new Krillin. I'm not going to go into super details about each of the units in this video, but this is the initial banner as it came out on JP. Now, obviously, whilst it is technically a Dokkan Fest banner, it has Dokkan Fest units on it, they are a Dokkan Fest LR. You gotta remember that it is still a Dokkan Fest LR banner. So if you're gonna go in on this banner, be aware that you could quite easily drop a few hundred stones and just not get anything good. This is the banner that notoriously shafted all the big whales on JP. I know, obviously, not everybody goes for rainbows. Some people will only want the one copy, but some of the whales on JP had to go like 10,000 stones to get multiple copies of these guys. So we get a new Krillin, we get the Blue Boys. Beerus was on there, the Go Bros, transforming Vegeta and Goku. Then we got Blue Evolution, the old school Jiren, Int UI, and Int Angel Golden Frieza. So unfortunately, these last like 6 units, I imagine most people probably not going to want to be seeing these units coming up in your summons. And then the Go Bros, they have been back a couple of times now, so depending on how your luck has been, that can be a grey area for you. For me personally, I have the Go Bros rainbowed, and then I think I have 2 copies in their SSR version as well. So I definitely don't want to see any more copies of these guys ever, but unfortunately they do keep coming back on banners. And then Beerus, I believe Beerus has only been back once on Global, and since of course he does kind of fit the theme, even though he doesn't participate in the Tournament of Power, I think that would probably make sense for him to stay on the banner. I mean, I say that, but like the Go Bros are on here, so I mean there is a loose theme, but it doesn't matter like massively. And then, of course, we get, like I say, the Tanabata banner, which they always do this. Like, they did it a couple of years back with, I think it was Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where they come out on their own banner, and then this banner comes out while the other one is still live. But it is very different. Like, the rates are different, the units are different. And of course, this will herald the first return of the LR fusions. Now, last year, this version of the banner, like I said, it was called the Christmas Dokkan Festival, and it dropped on the 24th. I think it was literally in UK time. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day. This banner came out. And it has the Krillin featured on it as well, and the Blue Boys. And of course the LR fusions. Trunks and Zamasu, they haven't been back a ton of times, so they are units that I feel like some people could potentially still want to pick up. The Cobras are on here again as well. And then unfortunately, there's then also featured a ton of these other units, like the old 120 leaders, some of the old EZA units, that I can imagine a lot of people are not going to want to pull. So in a way, it's kind of hard to distinguish between the two, which of these two banners is better. I mean, Beerus being on here is pretty cool because, like I said, he's only been back once on Global. And then this banner obviously has the LR fusions, but I mean, it's got a ton of featured units who are not particularly great. Like, anytime you get a guaranteed featured unit animation, there's what? 7, 14... Damn, there's like 20, yeah, 20 featured units on here. So, yeah, bit sketchy. Last year, I think I only bought the Pilaf Trove ticket. They did one of the premium ticket packs where it's like $35 or something like that, and you get a 20-unit multi with a guaranteed featured. And I was lucky enough to pull a copy of LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So that if that exact same luck was repeated here, that would be a copy of one of the LR fusions, which would be pretty hype. But yeah, both the banners, honestly, are a little bit... I say a little bit, are quite risky to go in on. But if we have a quick look, the LR, Goku, and Vegeta, most people call them the Blue Boys. I know Gale calls them Evo Ken all the time, which I don't think I've heard anyone else say, which, no offense to him, but I don't like that name for them. So I'll probably just always call them the LR Blue Boys. They become the new Best Joined Forces category leader, as well as introducing a new category called Desperate Struggle, which is another one of those weird, ambiguous categories that nobody really understands, because what's the difference between, like, this and a couple of the other ones, like Final Trump Card, Full Power? Like, there's certain categories just seem like they could have all been under the same umbrella. But, you know, these guys are good. Obviously, they are a Dokkan Fest LR, so they're very powerful. Greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn on either of their supers. They do colossal damage and lower attack with the 12 key, and then mega colossal and lower attack and defense with the 18 key. Attack and defense 70%, additional 7% per key sphere obtained. Chance of performing a crit 7%. Key +2 and launches an additional attack up to 3 with each rainbow key sphere obtained. So if you can pick up 3 rainbow orbs, they not only give themselves 6 extra key, but they get 3 additional normal attacks, which then, of course, increases their ability to trigger the additional from their hidden potential. As well as getting, if you get the 3 rainbow orbs, they get a 21% chance to crit as well. So definitely a unit that you want to go heavy on the additionals. And then they do have an active skill as well. Gives them full 24 key. It gives them an attack boost but a defense debuff, and it can be activated when HP is 50% or less once only. So no turn restriction. So something that could be very interesting for Super Battle Road. Even though obviously you are getting a defense nerf. Say you were going into the second fight or the third fight of a Super Battle Road run and you're already under 50% HP, you could go into the first turn, activate this active skill, pop a Ghost Usher so you don't actually have to worry about taking any attacks, and then these guys will just go off in that first slot and deal a ton of damage. So they are very good. Obviously I've seen videos of them doing some pretty crazy stuff at rainbow level, but that's not something that realistically most players can expect. They're pretty decent at 55%, but honestly for me, I'm not like crazy hype about them. Like, I talked about it before, but when we found out the hero stuff was coming to global at the same time as JP, I essentially gave up on saving stones for whatever was coming in December and just went absolutely ham on the hero stuff. So they are very good, but I honestly think I'll probably do like a small summon video on this banner, and then I won't be too mad if I don't pull them. But then they also introduced the new Krillin, who will go into all the banners after these ones anyway, so he'll be a general pull unit. He's a Representatives of Universe 7 leader, 120%. Does supreme damage, lowers attack, high chance to stun. Attack and defense 180%, which is really good. Medium chance of evading enemies' attacks, which is 30%. Key +2 and an additional attack and defense 120% when your team has Android 18 attacking in the same turn. Attacks effective against all types when the target enemy is stunned. So, obviously, when you have an Android 18 on the same turn, he becomes incredibly good. And on the representatives of Universe 7 team, you can run the Tech Orb Changing 18, who is not bad. So I mean, if we do manage to pull him, I'll definitely take them, try out that combo in the Universe Survival Saga Super Battle Road stage. But yeah, he could be pretty decent. Unfortunately, Krillin suffers from the same thing as Piccolo, where all the units in the game have the same name. So if you want to use this guy, you can't use the physical Prime Battle LR one. But, you know, he's pretty decent. And then, of course, one of the we get a bunch of these free like story event stuff. We get 2 new Peppy Gals units, the members of the Ribrian's like Magical Girl Squad. And not only do we get them as free farmable units that awaken to TUR, but then they also get an EZA along with the free-to-play STR Ribrian as well. So free-to-play, big boost to Peppy Gals. So obviously we will do videos on them when they come out. Then JP also got the Super Saiyan 3 Broly EZA with this stuff, which we've obviously just got. Then we get the Pride Troopers story event and the EZA for Topo and Dispo. And then this is when the LR Jiren banner came out. And I had a look. If we look at the dates on these units, so 16th of July and then 30th of June. So these were about 2 weeks apart. So if this banner drops early in December, then we could see the Jiren one dropping midway towards the end of December. Because last year, I think the LR Kalen Caulifla banner came out, I think it was the 20th. It was either the 20th or the 21st, I think. I think it was the 20th. So we could see this drop at the same time because this is a legendary summon banner. So we got a new Topo, who is quite good. Whis is featured, who obviously is very good. Most of the rest of the featured units, I wouldn't say, are anything to get crazy hyped about. Obviously, this Goku is good. Skinny Boo is really good after his awakening. Obviously, Bogamo is technically really good after his awakening, but his usage is incredibly limited. And obviously, Jiren is the main one that you want to be going after. So, dubbed the Caveman unit by Dahomey Garesh. He is a Universe 11 category leader. That category is added at some point during this celebration, and we do get a couple of other units that have Universe 11 leader skills as well. But 3 key, 170% across the board, or Universe Survival Saga 3 key and 150. That is actually an insane leader skill for a summonable LR, considering most of the ones that we've seen come out lately have been getting categories like 130%. So that is pretty crazy. Colossal damage and greatly lowers defense, or mega colossal damage massively lowers defense with a medium chance to stun. Attack and defense 200%. Key +1 with each attack received up to 5. Attacks effective against all types when the target enemy is attack down or defense down. Performs a crit on stunned enemies. So this guy can be absolutely insane. Like if you get his 18 key super and it stuns, you've lowered their defense and stunned them. And then if you get an additional kick in with him, if you have dupes or you've put like skill orbs onto him, that attack is then going to be super effective against all types and guaranteed crit. And so there are a lot of units you can pair him with who will lower the enemy's attack or can lower their defense with their super or whatever to allow him to get the attacks effective against all types, which is incredibly useful in a plethora of different events. Especially like Super Battle Road, for example, you can have someone on the previous rotation lower attack or defense, and then this guy comes in and is super effective against all types. And he is differently named, of course, because he is the full power Jiren. So he links up super well with the STR one, and if the STR one's passive goes off and he stuns everybody on the rotation, then this guy gets a guaranteed crit. And is going to be doing an absolute ton of damage. Then he has an active skill, attack and defense 30%. All enemies attack and defense minus 30% and stuns them for 1 turn. Can be activated upon entering the next attacking turn after receiving damage 5 or more times. So he has to take damage 5 times. So if he dodges, that obviously doesn't count. And And then even say, I mean, there's not many events where this can happen, but even if you get hit like 6 times in one turn, you can't then use the active skill until the next turn, obviously, because, you know, you've already played out your turn. And then, yeah, he gets a nice buff as well as debuffing the enemy. So this guy is an absolute monster on Super Battle Road because aside from his active skill, he's basically doing everything he can do on turn 1. Incredibly high attack stat, incredibly high defense. He is going to be an absolute monster of a unit. So the only problem, of course, is it is a legendary summon banner. So you could very easily go into this banner and drop like 1,000 stones and not pull Jiren. You might pull some other LRs, maybe, or you might pull nothing. So legendary banners are always super, super risky. So yeah, it's hard to know exactly what's going to come. Because obviously after this, we then got the EZA area for Goku, which we know is coming on Christmas Eve or Christmas for Global. And then, of course, the 2000 Days stuff started right after that, which happens at some point in December, I believe, is the 2000 Day celebration. So there's a lot of stuff packed into December if we are getting all of this Tournament of Power related stuff. So I think the main question that's on a lot of people's minds is, are we going to get a global first this year? And you would think after the last 2 years in a row with Kaioken Goku and Hit, both did quite well. I'm fairly sure both got top grossing, even if it was only the once. So global first units for Christmas has been like a hype thing. Obviously, there's been a lot of debate whether it's a good idea because it throws the schedule out of whack and then the units kind of become outdated very quickly. Like Hit, obviously, nowadays, no one uses him at all. Blue Kaioken kind of got a new lease of life when the UI Goku came out, the LR one. And he's not a bad unit at all, but I think he's not as good as we kind of were all sort of hyped and, you know, bigging him up when he first came out for Christmas. So honestly, with all the stuff that they've got packed in, I don't know if we are even going to get a global first this year, just simply via the fact that is there even going to be space in the schedule for one? And if they do cram it in somewhere, is that a good thing? Because then we've got like 4 banners coming out during December, even though the 2 ones that feature the Blue Boys are essentially kind of the same thing. That's 4 banners in December, which is quite a lot. So I was speculating about a possible global first, which I think is maybe out the window now based on what we know about the 6 year, but I think I'll do a separate video about that. I might even get see if some of the 5-9 guys will come on to talk about it, but I don't want this video to go on super long because if I start speculating about a global first, we could be here forever. So these are all the things that we could possibly expect to see in December. I would hope that we will get all of this stuff. Hopefully we'll get the new category stages of Super Battle Road because we really should have got those with the thank you celebration. And I'm honestly just shocked beyond words that we didn't get them. It's been such a long time since those came out on JP. JP even has the 10 extra stages of Extreme Super Battle Road, so we are 20 stages behind and have been for quite some time. So obviously, you know, you guys know what I'm all about. I'm really hoping that those stages are going to come out before the end of the year because, you know, we're in December now, so really want those to come out soon. But like I said, we should find out in the next couple of days. Hey, who knows? We might even find out by the time this video goes up, but hopefully we'll find out officially what stuff is going to be coming. But yeah, December on Global is potentially going to be packed with a lot of interesting things. So let me know down below, what are you most excited for? Are you going to be summoning for the Blue Boys? Are you going to be summoning for Jiren? Are you going to be waiting to see if we get a Global first? Or are you just going to save? We potentially could get the New Year Step Up banner again as well. And then, of course, going into January, we're very likely to get either the Angel Frieza or potentially even Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta slightly early because, I mean, hey, this year the schedule's been all out of whack, so who knows what could happen next year. So let me know what you guys think down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to my Discord in the description and feel free to join in the fun over there. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.